Have you ever spent 10 minutes choosing what to wear, not because you liked one outfit more, but because you wondered what people would think? Or maybe you've rewritten an email 3 times, not because it was wrong, because you wanted the reaction to be right. Here's the uncomfortable truth. You may be living a life that doesn't feel like yours. The shoes you buy, the way you speak, the opinions you share, even the way you write a simple email. A lot of it becomes a performance. It's like you're trying out for a role, trying to please an audience that probably isn't thinking about you nearly as much as you think. You tell yourself you're being polite, being socially aware, being careful, but slowly you're losing yourself in the process. Every time you check your phone to see if she replied, every time you look around the room before sharing an opinion, every time you wait for approval from a boss you don't even respect, you give away a little more of yourself, and the cost is bigger than most people realize. You start to feel invisible, like you have less weight, less presence, less certainty. People can sense it. They can feel when someone desperately needs approval. You don't have to say a word. It shows up in your energy. And ironically, it pushes away the very things you're chasing. Respect, connection, influence. The more you chase them through approval, the further away they seem to move. You become trapped in a cycle, always looking for permission, always looking for reassurance, or always looking for someone to tell you that you're okay. But this doesn't end with a motivational speech. It ends with an honest look in the mirror, a hard one, because the truth may not be that you're simply nice. The truth may be that you're scared that if you stop performing, people will leave. Scared that if you show who you really are, you'll end up alone. But here's the part most men never see. If you're constantly performing, you're already alone, because nobody knows the real you. They only know the version you've created for them, the safe version, the pleasing version, the mask. And sooner or later, you have to decide, do you want people to approve of the mask, or do you want them to know the man behind it? One, the social proof illusion. Have you ever said something in a group, then spent the next hour replaying it in your head, or posted something online, then kept checking how people reacted? And that feeling is more powerful than most people realize. Part of your brain still treats fitting in as a survival issue. Thousands of years ago, being rejected by the group was dangerous. Today, the danger is mostly gone. But your brain hasn't fully caught up. So when someone disagrees with you, when a comment gets ignored, or when a moment feels awkward, your body can react as if something terrible happened. Your heart speeds up, your chest tightens, you feel embarrassed, even though nothing actually happened. Here's a simple exercise. The next time you're at a coffee shop, do something slightly unusual. Politely decline giving your name, or order in a different way than you normally would. Notice the small feeling of discomfort. Then notice something else. The world keeps turning. Nobody cares nearly as much as you think. Do this often. Get comfortable with small moments of awkwardness. Because if you can't handle a few seconds of social discomfort, other people's opinions will always control your decisions, and that's no way to live. 2, the mirror of Narcissus. Have you ever had a great day? Then one text message ruined it. A girl replies, and you feel amazing. She ignores you, and suddenly you feel worthless. Most people think they're looking for love, but often they're looking for proof that they're okay. The problem is that your opinion of yourself starts depending on other people. If someone likes you, you feel confident. If someone rejects you, you doubt everything. Your self-worth goes up and down like a stock price, and strangers are controlling the market. Here's a simple exercise. Write down 3 things that are true about you, no matter who is around. Maybe you work out every morning. Maybe you keep your word. Maybe you take care of the people you love. Choose things based on your actions, not on other people's opinions. Then, when rejection happens, read the list. If those things are still true today, the day was still a success because your value didn't disappear. Someone's opinion changed, that's all. If you don't learn to measure yourself by your own standards, you'll spend years chasing approval, and one day you'll realize everyone knew who you were except you. Before we continue, and I want to mention something. If you've ever felt trapped by other people's expectations, you're not alone. That's exactly why I created Male Psychology School. Every week we explore the psychology behind the patterns that quietly shape our lives. If that interests you, consider subscribing. Now, let's continue. 3. The nice guy's shadow. Have you ever done something nice for someone, then felt upset when they didn't appreciate it? Maybe you bought dinner, helped with a problem, spent hours listening to someone vent, and deep down you expected something in return. More attention, more affection, more loyalty. When it didn't happen, resentment showed up. That's where many people get trapped. They give with an unspoken expectation. They do one thing hoping it will produce another. But the other person never agreed to that deal, so disappointment becomes inevitable. The problem isn't kindness. The problem is hidden expectations. For the next couple of days, try something different. If you don't want to do a favor, say no. Politely, honestly. If you want something, ask for it directly. Don't hide it behind hints. Don't disguise it as casual conversation. Be clear, be respectful, and if you choose to give freely, without keeping score, without expecting a reward later. Because unspoken deals often lead to bitterness. While honesty creates clarity, the people who move through life confidently aren't always nicer. They're usually just more direct. They say what they mean, they ask for what they want, and they let others decide what happens next. 4. The dopamine of the like. Have you ever checked your phone, then checked it again 5 minutes later? Maybe you're waiting for a text, a like, a reply, a notification. Sometimes it comes. Sometimes it doesn't. And that's exactly what keeps you hooked. One day she replies instantly. The next day she disappears. One post gets attention, the next one gets ignored. Your brain starts chasing the next reward, the next sign that you're noticed, the next moment of relief. And before long, you're not checking your phone because you need to. You're checking it because you've trained yourself to. Here's a simple challenge. Put your phone away for 4 hours every evening. No scrolling, no checking, no exceptions. At first, you'll feel bored, restless, maybe even uncomfortable. That's normal. Stay with it, because boredom isn't the enemy. Boredom is where your own thoughts finally get a chance to speak. It's where new ideas show up. It's where focus starts to return. When you're not constantly reacting to notifications, you begin paying attention to your life again, your goals, your surroundings, your future. Break the habit, or you'll spend years waiting for a screen to decide when you're allowed to feel good. 5. The sovereign frame. Have you ever walked away from a conversation and spent hours wondering whether someone liked you? Maybe they ignored your message, maybe they disagreed with you, maybe things didn't go your way. For many people, one reaction can ruin an entire day, but real confidence isn't about acting tough. It's about staying steady when things don't go as planned. It's about trusting yourself, not because you always win, but because you know you'll be okay. Either way, here's a simple exercise. Think about your last 3 disappointments. Maybe it was a deal that failed, a date that went nowhere, a conversation that didn't end well. Now ask yourself a different question, not, why didn't they like me? Ask, did I act according to my values? Did you speak honestly? Did you respect yourself? Did you stand by what mattered? If the answer is yes, that's a win, even if the outcome wasn't. And if the answer is no, be honest about where you traded self-respect for approval, then do better next time. Because eventually, everyone reaches a crossroads. One path is constantly pleasing people. The other is becoming someone you can respect when you're alone. The choice is yours. Thank you for spending these few minutes with me. If this video gave you something to think about, consider subscribing to Male Psychology School. My goal is simple: to help men better understand themselves, their emotions, their relationships, and the hidden patterns that shape their lives. If that sounds like something you need, I'd love to have you here. Thank you for your support, and I'll see you in the next video.